Today we're going to talk about a huge disconnect in how we see the world's problems. It's something we're calling the global climate risk gap. And honestly, it's this giant chasm between the crises we're all focused on right now and the one that's really, truly threatening our future.
So where are we getting all this from? Well, our guide for this entire explainer is the World Economic Forum's latest Global Risks Report. And just so you know, we're zeroing in on what that report says about the massive escalating challenges of global climate change.
You know, the report kicks off with this incredibly stark warning that it sets the tone for everything. It says the world is, and I quote, balancing on a precipice. And listen, that's not just some dramatic flair. That is the consensus view from over 1,300 global experts. So yeah, it's pretty serious.
But what's pushing us to this edge? What's the real problem here? Well, this is where it gets fascinating and, frankly, a little bit scary. The report shows this dangerous split in our attention. Right now, it seems the world's leaders are completely consumed by a perfect storm of immediate, in-your-face crises. Okay, so take a look at this. This shows us what experts are most worried about for just the next 2 years. What do you see? Right at the top, you've got geoeconomic confrontation, trade wars, sanctions, and then misinformation and society just being torn apart. Now, sure, you see environmental risks like extreme weather on the list, but they're not at the top. They're not what's keeping leaders up at night, at least not right now.
And here is the key takeaway from that. As all these immediate political and social fires are raging, that slow-burning existential crisis of climate change, it's getting pushed down the priority list. The report actually calls it a downward reprioritization. And if you need more proof, just look at these numbers. 2 absolutely fundamental environmental threats, the loss of biodiversity and critical changes to our planet's systems, have just plummeted in the short-term rankings. They've dropped so far they're not even in the top 20 anymore. It's a crystal clear sign that our focus is somewhere else.
Which just leads you to this massive question, right? With all our energy and all our attention on these immediate political storms, could we be missing the signs of a much, much bigger hurricane gathering just over the horizon?
Because this is where it gets really wild. When the report stops looking at the next 2 years and zooms out to the next decade, well, the entire picture just completely flips on its head.
Just look at this. Wow! Suddenly, the whole landscape is painted green with environmental dangers. Extreme weather events? Bam! Number 1. And those 2 risks that fell off the map in the short term, biodiversity loss and critical change to Earth systems, they're now sitting at number 2 and number 3. The long-term forecast is it's all about the climate.
And this, right here, this is probably the single most important thing to take away from this whole report. Looking out over the next 10 years, half of the top 10 biggest risks are environmental. This is that risk gap we were talking about, this huge chasm between what we're worried about today and the climate catastrophe that is clearly barreling right towards us.
So you gotta ask, why? Why does this gap even exist? Why are we so distracted? Well, the report has a great name for it: climate in the crosswinds. Basically, all our long-term climate goals are getting battered and thrown off course by these really powerful, short-term pressures.
So what are those pressures? Well, they're the same things we saw on that short-term list. You've got global conflicts forcing countries to worry more about their own energy security than about a green transition. You have societies that are so polarized it's impossible to agree on climate action. And then you have all the economic anxiety, trade wars, debt. It's just sucking up all the political oxygen in the room.
And the report is really clear that this isn't happening by accident. The very foundation of global teamwork that we desperately need to tackle a shared problem like climate change is, well, it's eroding. As this quote points out, when countries turn inward and focus on sovereignty and national gain, working together on the environment is one of the very first things to go.
Okay, so this all sounds a little abstract, right? Let's bring it down to earth. What actually happens when these long-term climate risks finally hit home? Well, one of the most vulnerable spots is the physical stuff that our entire society is built on, our infrastructure.
You have to remember, so much of the world's critical infrastructure, our power grids, our water systems, our roads and bridges, it was all built for a climate that just doesn't exist anymore. So now it's under this constant chronic stress from rising temperatures. And it's incredibly vulnerable to the exact kind of extreme weather events the report says is our #1 long-term risk. And hey, we are already seeing this happen. The report gives a perfect real-world example: the Panama Canal. A climate-driven drought caused water levels to drop, and it basically crippled one of the most important shipping arteries in the entire world. This isn't some future hypothetical. This happened. It cut traffic by 1/3 and sent economic shockwaves all around the globe.
The report calls this a cascading failure. Think of it like dominoes. First, you get an extreme weather event. That knocks over the next domino. Our infrastructure fails. Power grids go down, water runs low. In turn, that breaks our supply chains, leading to shortages. And what's the last domino to fall? Devastating economic losses start to pile up. It's a chain reaction that starts with the climate but ends up disrupting every single part of our lives.
So let's just put it all together. It's like we're facing two different storms. On one side, you have the storm we're all focused on today: conflict, disinformation, and social division. And on the other side, you have the storm that's actually building strength for the long haul: extreme weather, collapsing ecosystems, and a fundamental shift in how our planet works. The report's big warning is that by bracing for that first storm, we're leaving ourselves wide open to the second, much bigger one.
And when you get to the end of it, this whole thing leaves you with a really unsettling conclusion. The data is clear. The long-term forecast is undeniable. We can literally see the precipice right in front of us. We know exactly where the edge is. The only question left is whether we can shift our focus in time and actually change course before we go right over it.